What's up, everybody? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, welcoming you all to our Saturday live stream. This is the Saturday morning live stream where you all get to ask me things and I get to answer, and we talk about collected editions, comics, whatever you want to. Sometimes it's a nice therapy session for all of us. But yes, unfortunately, Astonishing Melanie can't join me today because she is under the weather. As a matter of fact, last night we did the AMA and I had to do with TikTok Tina, which was wonderful. Like we had a lot of fun doing that, but it's because Melanie was sick. She's feeling a little bit better, but tomorrow we have the big auction with Dynamite at 1 p.m. on the channel, and all the proceeds from that, by the way, are going to go to Rachel Pollack. So it's a wonderful way for you all to get things and for us to donate the money to her. I love that. I love being a part of that. So she won't be joining me today. So all you got is me today. So please bear with me in the chat if I'm not getting to your questions right away. I will try my best. And thank you to our moderators for being here. Hey, paisano. Can I still say that? Can people still say that? I hope so. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Happy Saturday morning. Where's everybody from? I haven't asked that for a while. Where's everybody at? This is Arizona right here. Very snowy. Really, that's snowy already in Buffalo. Hello, Omar. What's up, brother? I will let Melanie know that you all are saying, wish for her to get better. What's up, Hunter? How are you, my dude? Owner of Sentinel Comics. And, dude, what is up? You know the Dracula voice. Yeah, that was it. Is that it? Can I still do the Dracula? I always think of the Count. Vaughn, too, from, of course, Sesame Street. But I just got the book in for you. By the way, the third shipments went out last Thursday. I already emailed those people. I'm going to do everything else in one more shipment. It takes a long time because I have to fill out custom forms and they have to do things over there over at the post office. And when I come in with like a cart, they're like, oh man, this jerk is back again. Cape Town, what's up? Hey, is this a recording? Are you a that was a lot of fun last night, man. What's up, Jaggernaut? How are you, brother? Dan is all the way from Sweden, everybody. Send Melanie our love. You got it, man. I sure will. That will make her feel better. East Coast Central. Shit. You're in Illinois. That's where Eric is, too, man. He's in Chicago. Bellevue, Florida. Middle of nowhere. Dude, is that where you are, Chris? I don't know why I didn't know that. Buenos dias, hermana. ¿Cómo estás tú? Nasty Mint. I like that name. Congrats on hitting 75K this week. Thank you so much, brother. Actually, people reminded me last night on the Ask Me Anything. It was, I've just been, not that it's not a milestone, it's wonderful, but I've just been buried in so much books and trying to get, this is like what I call my Oscar nominated season of like the best of the best. So I have to do like this week coming up is the best standalone graphic novels, and that's always difficult for me to do. And then by end of year, I got to make sure I put my 10 best collected editions and 10 best reads of 2022. It's a lot of fun, but I take it so serious. May Melanie feel the healing power of new dude and get better. I will let her know, man. Good morning, Matt. How are you, brother? From Manila. What's up, Manila? Get well soon, Melanie. Good morning, Omar. Good morning to you, Roger. Hey, how are you from Miami, Florida? You heard Capcom is working with Udon on a new Ken series to build the Street Fighter 6. Sorry, I saw the this, you're from Miami. My dude, I spent so many summers in Miami. I used to go to South Beach and I used to go to Miami Beach. My uncle lives in Miami Beach, so I would go down there and spend a couple of weeks with him every summer. I love that vibe. I love that city. A little crazy in Miami, but it was a lot of fun, especially when you're young, man, like it's 17, like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I heard about that, and they're also doing the Sagat series. New DC solicits were light on Omnis. Yes, as in no Omnis. But we've known that, right? Because we haven't seen any in the actual catalog. So maybe the next time the catalog shapes around, we'll have some more. Hopefully some more reprints of things like New Teen Titans, Wonder Woman Volume 2. A lot of these books that people have been wanting, Absolute Transmetropolitan Volume 2 and 3, I think, are the big ones. And some just went out of print. So I have a feeling that, or at least maybe it's just me and wishful thinking and keeping my hopes up that they will come back. Good morning from Southern California. What's up? Hope Melanie feels better soon. Just want to let you know I got the package. Hope everyone has a great day. Awesome, man. You're one of our winners. Congratulations, my brother. What's up, beautiful people? What are you doing up so early, Hayden? North Carolina. I see Conan Volume 10. How thick is it? It's thick. It's not as thick as, what was it, the Savage Sword 8? But it's the final one from Marvel. So I went with the Jim Lee cover. You know, my Volume 9 also was in the same box as The Invader, so I never got it. So they're supposed to be sending me another one. And when I was asked which cover I wanted, I'm like, oh my gosh. I know direct market is Jim Lee, but I got to go with Todd McFarlane. When's the next chance I'm going to get Todd McFarlane on the cover of Conan? Probably never. Recently moved to from Virginia to Maryland for a better paying job. Well, congratulations, man. Gotham Forever's all the way in North Carolina. Good morning, Omar. It's a very cold morning in Charlotte. How are you, my brother? I have to head to my kids' soccer. You're a good dad. Yesterday you were at your kids' dance recital. And now you're going to soccer. I remember those days. What's your favorite family-focused comic book to read? The Fantastic Four. I love the Fantastic Four. Like, especially when the writers understand that it's about family and less about going to the negative zone or trying to save worlds. It's about family at the end. Oh my gosh, I sound like Vin Diesel. Don't quote me on that, please. Rewind, re-edit, cut. No, I'm serious. I actually really enjoy it. As hokey as that sounds, I really enjoy the foundation of the four. I think it's a wonderful series. I'm trying to think of other series. Spy Family is really fun if you're into manga. It's a lot of fun. But for some reason, the Fantastic Four, X-Men always treated me like, or I was always treating X-Men like a second family. So maybe X-Men too. Hello, Omar. Hope all is well with you and send Melanie a get well soon message. I will. I think I'm from Birmingham in a dank and cold UK. Cleveland, Tennessee. I didn't know there was a Cleveland, Tennessee, Roger. I thought there was a Cleveland, Ohio. Hola, ¿cómo estás tú, Craig Ryan? Oh, yes. I always forget to tell people to gently caress the like button. Every Saturday now, I stay up till 3 a.m., watch NMC, and hang out with the mentees. Hashtag smash that like button. Thank you, brother. Hey, I'm going to send you a message for not this Thursday, Thanksgiving here in America, but the following Thursday to join me. And I know it's early for you. It's like at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll send you a message. Omar was never young. No, I've been one of those old spirits. Have you bought a copy of Shuna's Journey? I did. I'm waiting for it to ship out. Welcome to Miami, Papi. Dude, that song, still love that. Will Smith song. What's up, Bunkmaster B? My name is Ben. I enjoy chocolate. I'm wondering if you'd like to discuss this sometime. Sure. This some kind of religious cult you're trying to get me to join, Ben? I think that's what it is. We need the question volume 2, Omni. We do, but I feel like if they're going to play catch up, if they're that behind, then go ahead and get us the, what's it called? The reprints first. Forgot to change that. Real stock was last night. I'm not on the ball today. Press Wonder Woman 2 CGN still has, it's still in print. Good. But so what's out of print? Volume 3 then? Omar, please find out about Incredible Hercules. You threw in, what's Victor Von Doom? What's up, man? Being finished in complete collection. You threw complete collection in there. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, brother. I think they're doing away with the complete collection and maybe we need one more, right? To wrap up that series. I'll ask and see if it was already in the works. It's 10 a.m. Saturday morning, fan. 10 a.m. It's only 11. Does Cheap Graphic Novels have a Black Friday sale? Max, that's not you. No, Max isn't up yet. Max from Cheap Graphic Novels is actually joining me at 12:30 p.m. to answer that question and talk about that Black Friday sale. So if you want to stick around for that, you can ask him yourself. What's up, man? How are you doing? Speaking of Fantastic Four, will there be an Ultimate Fantastic Four Omnibus soon? Not that I've heard of, but perhaps. Pumped for the Legion of Superheroes movie in early 2023. There's a Legion of Superheroes movie? Are you messing with me, Jeff? What's up, Zorp? Sorp? Are you messing with me? Or is it's animated, right? Phase 2, Ben getting you to Columbus. This is it. Thanksgiving plans, Omar. I'm making videos, but my family, we're having a small little get together here because a lot of my family is flying out. You know, you get older, people get married and have significant others, and they have families. And honestly, coming from Peru, Thanksgiving isn't like a big holiday to me or my mom and dad or my brother. So we just kind of get together as a excuse to eat and be together. But not a big, nothing too big. There'll be a video. I think that's when I'm doing my top 10 standalone graphic novels for this year, or not this year, but in general. Any idea when DC comes out with their next catalog? Well, it's being built right now. So I say probably in December sometime we'll start seeing some stuff. Special guest, yes, Max. CGM Black Friday. So yeah, y'all can ask him. Animate it, probably animate it. Any Omnibus announcements this week? Yes. 1 for sure, 2 maybe if I get it approved. Well, now you got me interested. My bank account is crying. Invaders, Flash by Wade, Ultimate X-Men, Extreme X-Men, Miracle Man, Heroes Reborn, 2 Black Panthers, all in the same week. Yeah. December looks like it's kind of cluttered too, just as a heads up. Hola desde Nueva York. Just finished reading the Manhattan Projects Volume 1. Oh my gosh, dude. Can't wait to devour Volumes 2 through 6. I may have some bad news for you, though. I don't think the series is over, and I think it's on like infinite hiatus. Let's also get a Hawkman omnibus. What do you think of his run on Jeff Johns? Like a reprint of that? Sure, it was great. I loved it. I also like Vendetti's run on Hawkman. Hawkman's a bit of a mess. Wolverine 3. Where did I put that? I've got that somewhere to read. Is it back here? Back there? Did y'all notice if I have it back there? No, there it is. I keep a stack of I think it's the Donnelly printer, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken though. Oh, smells like, well, no, this is iMac. It smells like iMac printer. Let's see. iMac, yes. I'll be doing an overview of that one in a couple of weeks. I got a stack of other books I need to do. Omar, can you ask about the future or the rest of the Spider-Girl complete collection? Okay. Incredible Hercules, Spider-Girl by Tom DeFalco. You got it. Is the Ultimate X-Men worth reading? I think a lot of people will say yes, if you enjoy things like Ultimate Spider-Man. It's a brand new universe. To me, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the Ultimate Universe. It's one of those, been there, done that, but I do appreciate how many people it brought in. So I think most people will tell you that it's worth it. And judge it for yourself. You may love it. So keen on that Hickman reprint, dude. Yeah, volume 1 is being reprinted, sorry. So that will be coming back. I think David emailed me, and I can't remember when it is. I think it's April, May of next year. They're moving things around again. Good morning, everyone. What's up, Hawkeye? What's your favorite Peruvian dish? Seco, man. I love when my mom makes that seco. Got to reread Thanksgiving dinner issue of JSA. I love that issue, and I love the is it issue 3? Oh my goodness, 308 of Uncanny X-Men or 310? Oh my gosh, somebody take my geek badge away. Where it's something big happens in there too, right? It's not just the Thanksgiving issue, but it's the one that's drawn by John Romita Jr. I like that issue, and the biggest, like in the single issue, the biggest word bubbles are missing from the end in the original comic. So I'm a big fan of that one. Probably 308 maybe 310. 310 was Cable, so it had to be 308. Any new announcements this week? Yes. New announcement, one at least. Peru, I thought it was from the Savage Lands. Uncanny Minties. My man, Dark Hawk Omnibus this week. Hey, if only. Hey, I finally read Batman Earth 1. The 3 volumes are the Wonder Woman, Superman, and Green Lantern Earth. Superman, I thought, was pretty solid. I liked aspects of Wonder Woman, but I also know that people have issues with what Morrison was doing with Wonder Woman. I get it, but I actually enjoyed it. I love your top 15 Spider-Man list. Thanks, brother. I like putting those together. They're a lot of fun. We watch Charlie Brown and Garfield Thanksgiving every year. Ironic, they have Christmas music on the radio already. Yes, already, man. Miracle Man or Miracle Whip? Miracle Man. Not a fan of mayonnaise, man. What are your favorite works to recommend by Brubaker? Love Gotham Central, hated Fatale, and I'm loving Kill or Be Killed so far. You were not a fan of Fatale. Ooh, I like Fatale a lot. I mean, if you like Gotham Central and you're digging Kill or Be Killed, then you got to go with Criminal. That's probably where both of them put everything into their work. It's great, man. If you've not read it, I think you would really like it, especially if you like Gotham Central. It's less like Fatale, but I like Fatale. I like that era. I like those books. But try out maybe like Scene of the Crime. It's a short story, but it's also printed in hardcover. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special drops Thanksgiving. Will you be watching day one? Of course I will. Yes. How's my dude? Thank you for asking, Alex. He's doing good. I go with him to all his doctor's appointments, and we had 2 this week. His blood sugar is stable, and they were worried about his swelling on his legs because retaining fluid is bad if you have heart failure. And my dad has heart failure. I mean, it's his age, and it's something that he's dealt with all his life, but or since he was in his 40s, which is why I try to be as active as I can. Oh my goodness. But thank you for asking, brother. He's doing better. Do you recommend Dr. Aphra? 100%. Kieran Gillen's run. Read that Darth Vader, though. Read that Darth Vader first, because that's where she first shows up. We need some Nightfall reprints. Volume 3 is the big one, right? Like the big one that's out of print. Any European comic suggestions? Absolutely. Incal. Meta Barons. Those are some of my favorites. Snowpiercer. I'm a big fan of Snowpiercer. Smurfs. Also love the Smurfs. I never did make my list of favorite ones. Like I should do that. Criminal and Reckless. Hick Vengers is 2723. Hick Vengers 2 is 5923. Thank you for that, Cody. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Well, if you got my book, then here's one more contribution for postal stuff. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. Let me tell you, I was trying to figure out, let's see if it's cheaper to send a book, without going priority. No, because the weight of an omnibus, it's for anybody shipping overseas, by the way. It's like $85 for priority, 85 to 95, depending on the country. To ship one omnibus because of the weight in a small box, it was ridiculous. It's like $90, and I'm like, well, I might as well send it priority. Good morning, Omar. I just want to say I recently got into collected editions and reading comics again because of your top 15 Batman stories video. And ever since then, I watch you every day. Thank you so much, Del. And more importantly, welcome back to this wonderful world of comics, especially collected editions, man. I love this stuff. I read the Hellions Omnibus. Any more Hickman era books getting Omni treatment like Jerry Duggan's Marauders, Leah Williams' X Factor, or others? Jerry Duggan's... Wait, the Marauders are in oversized hardcover already. That one's coming out. I haven't heard of Leah Williams' X Factor, but I hope we get that with the Trial of Magneto. And then where do we put Fallen Angels? Where are we going to put Fallen Angels? Criminal. People are saying Criminal. Omar, who's my all-time favorite world-building writer in comics? I've always said that the person that destroyed world building for anybody that has tried to break it into comics is Oda, the gentleman that created One Piece. That, to me, is the definition of perfection when it comes to world building. I don't think anything compares to what he did in One Piece. Of course, it took him a long time, but, we go from this little island to that much sea. And I mean, when you're halfway through the series, you realize, there's a whole nother world underneath this world. And, we're not doing intergalactic world building. We're just focusing on one world. That's insane. Think we'll ever get trades of the old Dell comics like Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and Hanna-Barbera. Many have never been put in trades. I think one day we will. I mean, there's definitely a need for these things. There's definitely a want for these things. It's just a matter of who owns the publishing rights and how much it costs to restore. Because a lot of it has to do with restoration. And, restoration is a lot of time and money, especially with those old comics that have to be scanned and each panel has to be restored. So is it worth it? That's the big thing, right? Is it worth to do it? Serious question. Do you ever find yourself doing something you enjoy but not able to appreciate it in the moment? If so, what do you do to try to fix it? Take a break. Take a break from it. Since doing this full time, people have asked me, and it is a very valid question. Do I still enjoy reading comics? I do. I love it. I still read for the fun of it. And then I set a lot of time aside to read because I have to make videos about these things. But if ever I need a break, then that's when I put movies in. Sometimes it used to be video games, but I get so addicted to video games, I can't put them down. I look forward to the next time I can go and pick up the controller. With movies, I can, put a stop, or TV shows. Like I watched all of Andor, just loving that, man. It's so good. It was a nice break. And sometimes you need that. So there's nothing wrong with taking breaks, my brother. Omar, do you think we'll get a small restock reprint of Spidey JMS Volume 2 and Daredevil Bendis 1 like Marvel did Astonishing X-Men in December last year? I haven't heard, but I'm going to ask if they're going to do that again, like any restocks that we got last year. Because it was new to Penguin Random House. Dude, what's up, Matt Miranda? The Incredible Shrinking Man. What is up, my brother? You looking good, man. Omar, thank you so much, Lionheart, for the super chat, brother. Hey, it's why you got super chat to remind me. Omar, it's World Cup time. Peru is not in the World Cup. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to win? Well, I got to cheer for my home team then. I guess America. But I always do try to cheer for Argentina too. What, dude? What's up, Trigonosis? Good morning, Omar. Omnibuses with digital code. How does David Gabriel feel about them? They were great with the Age of Ultron. Yeah, they did AVX, Age of Ultron, Infinity, I think, and the Companion. I remember those. And they kind of went away. Maybe it wasn't in their best interest. I don't know. I can ask if they ever want to bring them back. I meant all-in-one omnibus. What was your first question? Dang it. I don't remember. Oh, an all-in-one. No word yet. No word yet about an all-in-one from that era. Do you recommend Tokyo Ghost? Absolutely. Descender. Yes. I noticed that. Yeah, those reprints have been coming for a while. I just sent an email out to my contact at Image. I haven't heard anything back yet because I think they were supposed to be in November. And Tokyo Ghost, yeah, it's good that it's coming back. It's a great read. I love that book. JMS 2 still available for cover. Where, Cody? Just out of curiosity, so we can help the people out that are looking for it. Where are we going to put Fallen Angels in the trash can? Dude, no matter what incarnation, Fallen Angels gets no love, whether it's Mary Jo Duffy's run, and I know people hate it, but I was a big fan. I love that stuff. That's my childhood. This Fallen Angels was rough, though. Omar showing One Piece love. Oh, dude, I loved that. I was on board with One Piece with my first issue of Shonen Jump, #1. When that kickstarted here in America, when was that? In the early aughts, I believe. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I like it. I like this little character. Keep in mind, we were only getting chapters, right? Like one chapter. And then in the next chapter, Luffy was all grown up. Yeah, dude. Primo, ¿cómo estás, hermano? My personal favorite series. Omar, what do you think about the recent Taschen reissues of Avengers, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man? I don't think anything because I haven't seen them. But I'm probably going to get the big book because people have asked me enough, where's the big book? So, yes, Connor's wondering where JMS 2 is available for the person that found it. Thank you. Game of Thrones was great in world building. Yes. And then we watched the world burn away. Morning, everyone. Has been a while since I attended the live. What's up, my brother? Omar, remember some months back I mentioned me and my wife winning a green card. Well, we're in the state. Dude, are you serious? Congratulations, my brother. Where in the States are you? You in Kentucky? Melanie is sick. Melanie was sick yesterday. She's trying to get better so we can do our auction tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. So I hope she gets better. Omar, with David reprinting the worst Spider-Man stories. Wait, where are we at? Wait, what's the worst ones? You talking about final? Sins Past, One More Day. Where are we at? What's the worst ones? Can we expect Spider-Man by Mackie Omnibus? We did get a John Byrne collection. Oh my gosh. I love John Byrne's artwork, but that story. Oof. Yeah. The way he brought a certain character back without going into spoilers as a model. I'm like, what? Omar, love your top 15 Spider-Man video. Personally, I would have included the other and Maximum Carnage. I came close to putting Maximum Carnage. Maximum Carnage was probably in my top 20 for sure. Yeah, that was a hard list, man. And the fact that I was like, it's a Spider-Man title, so I included things like Ultimate Spider-Man in there. Spider-Man Life Story was really close too. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed that book. Chip Zdarsky's Life Story, excellent. When does Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus come out? That one is in December, I believe. Hi, Dr. Nick. Oh, kids. What's going on, Omar? Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. Dude, I'm loving it. I'm here with you folks. I've been rereading the Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo Batman run. Does it still hold up? Nah, I don't know if you liked it. Dang it, are you serious? Ultimate Spider-Man got pushed back to... That can't be, though. I already have it. There's some books I already have, and people are telling me that they've been pushed or delayed. I wonder what's going on. Hey, brother, my family and I are praying for your dad. Thank you, man. Any chance you could show that thick Avengers Perez omnibus? Does the first volume have the Ultron story? Yes, the first volume does have the Ultron story. It has the, what is it called? Ultron Unlimited, I think. Yeah. I haven't even opened it. Not yet, because I have so many other books to read. I talked about the spine. I love how just iconic it is. It's different than having an image there and losing Perez. And on top of that, Carlos Pacheco, whose artwork will be in the second volume because of Avengers. No, it's in this volume. Yeah, Pacheco's art does. He did the Avengers Forever. Avengers Forever was so good, man. It was a retcon of all these bad things. Kind of wish they would do another one. Avengers Forever 2. Well, why is Ultimate Marvel getting a lot of attention lately? Am I the only guy who sees Ultimate Marvel being the Dark Ages of Marvel? I think there's a lot of people that loved it. Attention, because I assume they reprinted Volume 1 of Ultimate Spider-Man, and they saw how well that sold. So they were like, hey, let's do some more. Let's do another Ultimates reprint. And it really, it depends on that, right? Like how many pre-orders come in. Ultimate X-Men, you all went out and pre-ordered those books, and now we got Ultimate X-Men Volume 2. Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2 sold really well. So, yeah, it's the fact that these things sell. And people are buying them, and they're speaking with their money, right? If they weren't selling, then we probably wouldn't hear about these things. Ultron Imperative is Volume 2. First volume is Avengers Forever. Thank you for that, Cody. Andor is possibly the greatest that Star Wars has ever been. Woo! Strong words. It's good. I really like it. With Daredevil Silver Age Volume 2 coming out, is there a chance for a reprint of a Volume 1? Man, that book was in liquidation for so long. I can still see them doing it because it will have a new spine, I assume. Yeah. So I think, don't lose hope. I'm pretty sure it will come back to print. No, for Portugal. Okay, Portugal. I'll be cheering for Portugal. We'll be getting a reprint of Justice League Dark Omnibus. I hope so before the second volume comes out. Greetings from Spain, Omar. ¿Cómo estás? Yo tengo... ¿Dónde viven ellos? No, se mudaron. They live in the Basque part of Spain. That's where I have a lot of friends there. Hints on the upcoming announcements. They're all Marvel books. I suck at hints, man. You can catch me slipping. Omar, any news regarding the release of, which includes Fantastic Four 150 in the collection? In omnibus format? No, not yet. I did read Die. It was solid. I liked it. I'm not even the biggest board gamer. CGN has Volume 2 last I saw. Should be on my comic shop still too, for whoever was asking about JMS 2. Hey, Omar, I can't seem to find Avengers Omnibus Volume 1, 2, and 4. What are the chances of Ghost getting reprinted? I don't know. We did have a crazy guy on YouTube send an email out 2 weeks ago that kind of changed things for upcoming Marvel Omnis, because he had to remind people that it's also the 60th anniversary of Avengers. And I'm sure a lot of those people working on books were like rolling their eyes, going, "Oh, this jerk again." So maybe. Is it worth getting 4 Spider-Man Epic Collections over 2 Omnis? Depends on your taste. And if you like reading the trades more than you like reading big books. So it's really depends on you. If you like oversized artwork, get the Omnibus. Keep in mind, they're more expensive. Then again, when an Epic Collection goes out of print, this get pretty expensive too, man. But if you like trade paperbacks and the comfort of reading wherever you want to, you don't have to haul around a big book, then get the Epics. Nice weekend to all. Happy to watch a live show for once. Thank you, George. I'm glad you're here, man. Omar, ¿cómo estás, primo? Estoy bien, mi hermano. Mi esposa no está bien, está enferma. ¡Viva Perú, carajo! Love saying that. Omar, what's the chance of getting Marvel to reprint Marvel Horror Omnibus next year? And what do you think the chances for another volume in the series? Yeah, I would love to see a Marvel Horror lives yet again. That would be cool. And having things in there that they missed in the first 2 books, which there really isn't that much left, but you could throw in things like Frankenstein's monster. Oh, I think it would be really cool. February is when we do our reprint poll, so that is the best chance and to try to get books reprinted. So, as a matter of fact, that was brought up a couple of weeks ago from Marvel. Is there a character that you just don't click with? Omnidog doesn't care for Thor. Really? Doesn't click. Is it okay? Am I gonna get canceled if I say America Chavez? Because I think people got mad or people took it out of context and I don't like America. Never click with that character. Even when she was better in Gillen's run on Young Avengers, but I never really liked that character. So America Chavez, not a fan. Trying to think of who else. Yeah, I'm thinking here because there are a lot of characters that have appeared in the DC universe over there. And I'm trying to think of like legacy characters or older characters, so I don't just stick around to like newer creations. I don't know. That's one right off the top of my head. CGN has JMS Spider-Man Volume 2 for $99.99. Thank you so much. Get well soon, Melanie. Omar is running this channel to the ground. I really am. Did you get any books from Marvel this last week? I got some trade paperbacks. No Omnis. No Omnis. Usually Omnis come on Saturday and Sunday. Hey, Omar, what's up, Voracious Reader? How are you doing? Any chance we'll get a future Bendis or Gillen Omni for X-Men? Hope Melanie feels better. I will let her know. Yes. I'm sure those will come. Those will come. There's such a huge fan base for Bendis' X-Men. Absolutely. Hey, Beelzebub is here. What do you think is the best modern Batman run aside from Snyder's run? I'm really loving the okay, wait, Snyder's run? Oh, the Tynion. The Rise and Fall of the Batman. That book is phenomenal. Loved it. Peter Tomasi's run, Batman and Robin, great. And I'm really liking Chip Zdarsky's run. So good so far. Finally got my 2022 reprint of Gotham City Sirens Omnibus from CGN. Can't wait to crack this open. I'm done reading Manhattan Projects. Snyder run still holds up as one of the greatest runs. It's solid. 26 minutes in, 222 viewers, 62 likes. I think we're living in a palindrome. Oh, thank you for reminding people to smash that like button. You guys are the best. What unfinished Hickman series do you want? Oh my gosh, Black Monday Murders. Before you even did you say the same thing? Yeah, Black Monday Murders, Manhattan Project. Why can't we finish those? Please, pretty please. X-Men. Thanks for the update video on the Spider-Verse. The huge delay this past week really bummed me out. I'm sorry, man, but it is coming and it is in beautifully written like reading order. Like I love that. There was a lot of effort that went into that, and I don't know if I can chime in every time and suggest things like with War of the Kings. I would love for that to be in a good reading order. King in Black, I haven't even cracked it open yet, but somebody was telling me that it's not in reading order. That one's a little bit harder to do because you have so many miniseries, and how do you put them all in between the big event? I hope they at least put the issues of Venom in there. Hola, Omar. Our Phantom Stranger, yeah. I think it's the fourth time. So Phantom Stranger has been canceled. This is the fourth time. Still hope that it comes back again. I mean, it's a project that somebody was working on, so we know that they're going to finish it. It's just a matter of when they have time to do it. Ultimate Marvel just reminds me of Ultimatum. Even people will like that. I'll take that collection. It's got some good artwork. Amazon says Spider-Man Beyond Omnibus got moved to January. From January to June, delays are crazy. I'll ask about those. What's going on with those? Andy Serkis showed up. Oh, yes, and his character's so oh man. Never mind, I can't talk about it. Amanda and I talk about the show. We're going to be talking about it next Wednesday when the series wraps up. Are Invincible Anniversary Compendiums next year oversized or just hardcover? No, I believe they're just hardcovers, but they could change the dimensions. The ones that they sold through Skybound were always standard size hardcovers, just really big, thick books. People hate on AVX, but I feel like it's the epic conclusion to the Messiah trilogy. I mean, it certainly wraps up that era, right? That's where the era ends, absolutely. Will all the Ultimates Omnis coming out lately? Hopefully Marvel 2 titles. Look at that. Does anybody else remember that? When I got to announce cross-gen, there were so many people going like, I can't believe they're wasting their time on this. And I'm like, oh, cross-gen was one of those hidden gems for me. There were so many good titles in cross-gen. I hope this book sells enough to get us those titles. Granted, most of them didn't wrap up because unfortunately cross-gen went under. But I would love that. I would love to see some Malibu stuff collected. The new universe. There's all these things that I know means a lot to different people. Just like there's an ultimate universe for people. Like, I think it's beautiful to see all these people excited about the ultimate universe. And a lot of us that are a little bit older get excited about things like New Universe. That would be cool. Then Malibu in the 90s and CrossGen in the early aughts. So there's always something like that for everybody. Absolutely loving that amazing Tony. Oh my goodness. Writing Andor. Oh, the Andor. Yes. We're getting a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man Volume 4. Yes, I announced that 2 months ago, I think. Yeah. Omar, I'm grateful for you and this channel. Thank you, man. Any inklings of maybe a Devil's Reign Omni that collects the whole story? With the, just by everything that they've been doing lately, collecting these events in omnibus format, you can bet that that's coming. It's a big enough event, and Zdarsky's a big enough name. Any Fantastic Four omnibus coming out that will contain material not previously printed in oversized format? Outside of the Mark Miller run, no, sir. I haven't seen any. I'm just waiting on David to do a Marvel Honor Universe by Hickman for his Ultimate Stories. Mojo World. That was already in the Hickmenders, right? And Black and White. Black and White? Or are you talking about, let me see, what is that? The Shield stuff and Secret, and then other non-Secret War stuff. Now I'm thinking of Black BNW. What is BNW? What did Hickman write at Marvel? Black and Widow? Nope, that's stupid. Now you got me guessing. What's up, Joe Barry? How are you, brother? I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all that all have a wonderful life. Are you excited for Thanksgiving? I am. I'm excited just to be around my family. The good group of people. Also, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. I never did meet him. Thank you for asking. Other than that, take care. You take care of yourself too, buddy. I never did get to meet him. I always wanted to. It's just I was never at a con where he was, or he was. Yeah, I never came around here, but his voice will always live on in here as the voice of Batman for me. D Header still has a good slew of Daredevil Volumes 1 Omnis. He's over on eBay, by the way. Wonder when he's going to make the trip over to Whatnot. But I wonder if the announcement of Volume 2 rushed everyone. I think that's what happens, right? I think I stopped saying that on my videos whenever I make an announcement, because the last time there was a ripple effect to me going, hey, what was it? It was Annihilation, I think, or War of the Kings. Yeah, it was War of the Kings, and the Road to and Realm of the Kings were still in print at that time. And when I mentioned it, I'm like, now this probably means that you need to go and get those books. And they were gone within like 2 days. So yeah, I don't mention what people should buy anymore. That was kind of a joke, and it kind of, yeah, I got people to go out and buy stuff. Any opinions on Die? I like it. It's not fantasy. Keep in mind, it's more like a board game, like Dungeons and Dragons. He's a huge fan of that stuff, of like Warhammer. Been trying to get this Beachhead Earth epic, and they're all crazy. Are they still crazy expensive? I thought they were reprinted that. What's up? Hi, Omar, looking good now. Thank you, brother. Dude, what's up, Trumbo Gun? Hey, man, how you feel about that Omega, the unknown masterworks, my brother? Huh? Hint for the upcoming announcements. I got one guess, right? Join the Patreon and Discord. He did. He's the person that actually listed a group of books. And I'm like, well, you got one right. And that was over on our Discord. So we do have a Discord. It's part of our Patreon. And the link is in the description of the video. Look at that segue. Thank you, Final Shot. You guys are the best. What are some underrated comic stories? Could be DC, Marvel, Image, European, that you wish would get more praise? Well, Dale, I actually on my channel I do hidden gems every month. Except this month, I'm actually doing the 10 standalone graphic novels that replaces hidden gems this month, where I talk about 5 books that I don't think get enough love. Every month I do this, and it's a lot of fun because of this reason. Because there are some DC and Marvel and Image books, and mainly just self-published books or indie books that don't get a lot of attention. Right off the top of my head, I still don't see enough people talk about Black Sad. I think Black Sad is a masterpiece, beautifully drawn, and it's published by Dark Horse. They're reprinting the soft cover. I hope they reprint everything in hardcover one day. It is a beautiful masterpiece. If you like crime noir and, of course, anthropomorphic animals, I can see that being a turnoff for some people, but that's like duck comics in America don't get enough praise either. Morning Omars with Avengers by what does that mean? What fraction of reprints have we gotten this year? I think it's less because they've been doing new omnis. It was put on hold for a little bit. I want to say 8 out of the 20 so far have been reprinted. Yeah, that's what I think I looked at so far. Who I was kidding. I'd probably sell my epics and buy the Black Panther omnibus early years. I never click with Forbush, man. That's an age thing, right? Like that was back then. I don't even know if he's still around. Shang-Chi and Eternals, no click for me. Eternals was a hard one for me, and I would have said Eternals up until Gillen's run. And Gillen, for some reason, just knocked it out of the park. I love that stuff. Omar, you got a hangover after your... No. I'm 44 years old, man. I pre-game, and I drink plenty of water. Omar hates America. That joke never gets old. No, it does not. You're doing great job, my dude. Thank you, brother. What's up, Peter? How are you, my brother? Also from Australia, in Sydney. It's 3:30 in the morning here. I had a day of unpacking my collected editions yesterday with more to go later today. Found those 3 boxes of Transformers G1. We'll be in touch. Why are you doing this to me? I don't need those. I don't need those. The Miracle Man Omnibus is beautiful. I agree. I think it's one of my favorite releases this year. Somebody emailed me asking me, is this the norm that they put in so many extras for these books? And I thought, no. Oh, because they said they feel like they got ripped off because it's $100 book with only what the equivalent of, I guess, 16 issues, 17 issues or so. Yes, I understand that. But also, to me, this format, I always compare it to like limited editions or the deluxe editions of DVDs and video games. Like that's what I pay extra for. Eventually, this will be available in trade paperback, and Miracle Man will be, and then you can buy it that way. If it means something to me, then I want to get the best edition possible because I like the extras. The extras are some. I'm almost not offended, but I'm almost really disappointed when I don't see enough extras. When I don't see letter pages in Omnis these days. When I don't see behind the scenes sketches. It almost is like, oh man, what a missed opportunity. So I was trying to explain it to them through email. Like it's just the way that this book has been out of print for so many years, and I understand you not wanting the extra material. And if that's the case, then wait for the inevitable trade paperback because that will be a cheaper way for you to get it. Omar, what are your chances we get a Moon Knight reprint of Ellis's run? Panini has. I saw the Panini one. I have a custom one that I bought of Lemire and Ellis and Wood, I think, and Bunn. I can't remember who else. I'm sure that collection will come. I don't know if it'll be an omnibus, but it'll probably be like one of those softcover collections they've been doing. Moon Knight has been selling well for Marvel. For a show that's not beloved by everyone, it's sold really well. Morning, Omar. What are the odds of a second Avengers by Busiek Perez being reprinted? Wishing Melanie a speedy recovery. I think a strong chance. I think that was in our top 20. Herd King and Black's main issue was that they didn't merge. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Now you got me cracking that open. King in Black is my number one most wanted, obviously. I purposely never read or bought the mini, so cannot wait. Oh, dude, I love that feeling. Hey, Omar, which books do you think collect John Romita Sr. Spidey art other than the Omni Volume 2? Volume 3 through 4 also collect his run. John Romita Sr. Spidey. Hickman could also finish The Dying and the Dead. There's a lot of projects. What's up, Philip? How are you, brother? There's a lot of projects that Hickman can finish, but if I'm going to go with one, it should be Manhattan Projects or Black Monday Murders. Speaking of DC delays, is Golden Age Superman actually shipping for real in a couple of weeks? I don't know. The Wonder Woman book was delayed or canceled. I can't even get a straight answer for that. What are the chances of Weapon X Oh, they have never reprinted a gallery edition, but I think I don't know. It's hard for them to reprint a gallery edition of big books because they like, how do I put this? The overhead is expensive. So there's not that much they make from the books, and reprinting them isn't really that profitable. But they said the same thing to me about epics. And now there's a huge epic reprint that they do every month. So if the demand is there, yeah, and Weapon X is one of those books that would sell regardless. So that is a good question. I'll ask, because I have asked about OHCs before. When is the Avengers announcements coming? I don't know what you're talking about, Big Stu in Orlando. What are you talking about? What is your opinion on Factor 3 Saga of X-Men? Now, there's a name. This is a question I've never gotten. You talking about like old school Silver Age X-Men, like with the issues 20. Oh, gosh. 28, 29, 30? Something like that. It's what, Mastermind, The Vanisher, Eunice the Untouchable, and it's the Blob, right? I thought it was okay. Roy Thomas is writing it at the time. I think it's Werner Roth on artwork. They were okay. Probably some of the best stories out of Roy Thomas's run outside of the Neil Adams era. That's my opinion on them. Thank you for asking. Blaze is also, dude, you're from Australia too. Once again, curious as to the name of the graphic novel. Open in the, oh, that's Little Bird. I was rereading it for this week. Have you ever interviewed Jim Shooter on the show? I've interviewed him on a convention 4 or 5 years ago. But I want to interview him again, especially doing my X-Men reading, or I'm sorry, Transformers reading order. I filmed that last week, and that will probably come out on Wednesday for the people asking. Love CrossGen, especially Roos. Dude, so good, man. By the way, New Universe, yeah, it could be done in, like, I think it, well, no, 2 Omnis for sure. There's an opportunity there. Just saying, when will the Ewok show in Andor? Right? I was so disappointed when somebody told me that it was Andor and not Endor. I feel you, man. Would kill some for some New Universe on that. I knew I wasn't the only one. Dude, I'm so sorry. I am behind on this chat. Let me catch up. Let me make sure I got all the super chats, but I'm sorry. Are House of M and OG Secret Wars Omnis delayed? I don't think so. I think those are still coming out. I haven't gotten a House of M, then again. But I believe those are still coming out on time. Roberto Rodriguez, what's up, buddy? You have to balance the story amount and the extras. True. But if you ain't got that much story, what are you going to fill the rest of the book with? Then I'd be mad that they didn't include all the... I'm still mad they didn't include all the Eclipse covers. I assume that was a rights issue. Honestly, I don't know. Let me look this up really quick. I want to say House of M was not delayed. And it looks like, oh, it slipped out of December. It looks like January now. And Secret Wars, I do have that one. So that one might still be in December. That one did come in last week. Oh, January 10th. Dang it. I spoke too soon. So there you have it, man. Saw your DC solicits video. No Omnis. Have you heard anything yet as to what's happening over there? Nothing yet. And I don't really expect an answer. Those people are swamped with a lot of work. So, and they're understaffed. And they're about to be more understaffed, which sucks. Do I hold out for a Batman Eternal Omnibus reprint? I think the reprints will be the easiest way for them to catch up. And I really thought that's what they were doing with New Teen Titans, Grayson, Wonder Woman. We had reprint after reprint after reprint. And I was like, oh, this is a really good way for you to catch up on new stuff. You reprint the stuff. You already have the files. You send it to the printer. Sure, you bump up the price because everything has gone up. You change the ISBN and that's it. But that didn't happen. It was actually kind of the other way around. They did the reprints and then they went silent. Omar, did David Gabriel have any thoughts on the secondary market markup of JLA Avengers due to the trade paperback low print runs? That was, I'll be honest, I had that conversation, which was a really difficult conversation to have because we're both fans of George Perez. And when he passed away, it was pretty much, long story short, it was what most of us already knew. Lawyers that have never heard of George Perez, have never read a comic book, are the ones that make these decisions. It is way out of their hands, DC and Marvel. It's a nightmare. So we were very lucky to get what we got. I would do anything for Hickman to get on some DC stuff. Legion of Superheroes would be so awesome. He's such a great writer. That's a guy I need to reach out to and interview. Black Monday Murders ending has been written, and not that the artist has recovered. It's being worked on now that the art. Thank you for that. Is that really? That's awesome. What's up, Andy? Hey, Omar. Really enjoying the new Savage Avengers. David Pepose run with Deathlock's new original being won't say who. Okay. No chance of a Deathlock Omni, dude. You're not the only one. Does David take bribes? Get some of that freaking like Mike Zeck cover with the classic Deathlock. Oh, I would love that. Then you throw in Death's Head Omnibus too. Like, one of my favorite comments I get whenever I make announcement videos is like, oh, Marvel is scraping the bottom of the barrel. And I'm like, what? No, there's so many other stories they need to be collected. Are you kidding me? Then again, I'm a big fan of a lot of stories, not for everybody. How far along are creators of Saga with the restart? I think they've done enough for one trade paperback. I'm waiting for another 54. It's going to be a couple of years, brother, if you're going to wait for another 54-issue compendium. Just saying. I thought you were the only Australian. No, man. I actually had to ship out 4 packages to Australia. We had 4 winners from Australia. Not cheap. That's all I'm going to say. Not cheap. Thank you for the super chat, D-Flex1. Have you read or watched Hunter? Yes. I read it when it was originally being published here in America, and I watched the original anime, not the new one that was redone, and I liked it. Again, it's another series, much like Miura. The mangaka, the creator, has a lot of health issues, so he takes breaks. And he's the gentleman that's married to the creator of Sailor Moon, and she knows the ending in case something unfortunately happens to him where he passes away before he can finish it, that she will finish the manga for him. I like that stuff. And I hope they come out with deluxe hardcovers of that stuff. Will there ever be a Death Metal Omnibus? Yeah, absolutely. We just got a DC Metal, so I'm pretty sure we'll get one of those. Hi, Omar. What's up, James? Think we'll get a Justice League of America Bronze Age Volume 4. That's all we would need, right? That would take us to the Detroit era, covering the issues 182 to 232, including the Perez run, bridging the gap to the Detroit era. I think so. I think those were already mapped out. It's just a matter of restoration and putting them together. Kelly's to the Conics. Captain Marvel is 1227. Thompson's cap is 5223. Woo. That is a little bit of a delay. I have the Kelly Thompson one, so I know that's coming. Where the heck did I put it? Somewhere back there, I think. Hey, Omar, how are you, my brother? I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing good now that you all are here. And just reminding everybody to smash that like button, please. Hey, Omar says, we got a Keegan Black event. Any thoughts if we'll get an Axe Omni? Yes, but with event Omnis, you're going to be doing some double dipping. You're going to be getting X-Men. You're going to be double dipping in X-Men, Eternals. Unless they do Eternals Axe, right? Like this is how we get Gillen's run in oversized format. And then we get just a little bit of double dipping with X-Men and Avengers. So I would love that. I think that will come, honestly. Reprint that Nightfall. I knew it was volume 3. Any favorite current Marvel titles right now? I'm a big fan of Iron Man. I love Iron Man. I think that title is very, very well done. Jed McKay's Moon Knight is a lot of fun. I've been enjoying that. But honestly, Jed McKay has been great on everything that I've read him on. Immortal X-Men is solid. X-Men Red is really good. I'm trying to think of other titles that are not X-Men related. Daredevil by Zdarsky, not as good as when it first started, but it's still some of the better Marvel stuff. I'm actually having fun with Donny Cates' Hulk. It's ridiculous, over the top fun. His Thor is good. I'm trying to think of what other titles I've been reading. I mean, I read them all in trade paperbacks, so I'm trying to remember which ones I have a lot of fun with. Oh, what was the series that I'm like, oh, people need to check this out? This was really good. Dang, now I cannot remember. Avengers ups and downs. More downs lately, but still some ups. I think DC made a mistake releasing too many reprints towards the end of the year, and they're still waiting to see how those. No, I don't think that's what they're waiting on. I really do think that the idea was to play catch up and release new stuff, but then the new owner said every project is put on hold. The thing to consider with DC right now is that we haven't hit where the solicits will catch up with what we've seen in PRH for August. The big Omni reprint of 2022 didn't happen until the fall drop. Yeah, and I think the only books that we saw in the catalog that hopefully, knock on wood, have not been canceled are Justice League Dark Volume 2, because we just got Flash by Mark Waid. What else was there? The DC Metal Omnibus that was delayed until January now. No wonder lawyers, especially IP lawyers, are so. Yeah, my buddy Dan, who's a co-host on Nearman Collective, he is a copyright lawyer, and yeah, he could tell you, just they're not the most fun people to hang out with. Like, any word on the final 2 Brubaker Captain America Omnis? The first 3 were such a great read. I really want to finish the story. I don't know. Maybe. Stay tuned. Hey, Omar, is there any chance for Epic Illustrated will ever get an omnibus, or is that unlikely due to the creator-owned material? Some of it is creator-owned, right? So I don't know. That would be another difficult one. Kill Raven. I actually liked a lot of it, and a lot of it had to do with the art. Like, P. Craig Russell's artwork is freaking awesome in that. Yes. Not cheap to ship to Australia. Fine, I'll buy my own King in Black copy. I'm sorry, I wish it was cheap. Believe me, especially when we have giveaways. Omar, why haven't you opened a business account with U.S. Postal Service? You say, what? Okay, wait. Is that real? Is that a real thing? Why haven't I done that? I can do that? Shipping money that way. Well, I can't tell anybody to write that down because my wife's not here. Write that down is what I usually tell Melanie as a joke, but that's a really good idea, Wognado. Told me that he is at work on Darkroom Volume 2. Will we get an Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2 reprint? Also, Uncanny Omar going to do an overview of Superior Spider-Man Omni. Yes, I haven't gotten that one yet. I got Spectacular comes out on Monday. Aliens 3 comes out tomorrow. I'm trying to think of the rest of the week. Tuesdays are the trades. Wednesday is Grayson and Transformers Reading Order Part 1. Thursday is 10 standalone graphic novels. And I can't remember what I have for Friday. See, Tokyo Ghost and Kill Be Kill Deluxe are being reprinted. Yes, but always keep in mind that gotta wait on that solicits. I'm still waiting on solicits of other things that we've been burned on. Image is kind of a weird way of. I did see Eric Larson's copy of Savage Dragon Volume 1. I need to reach out to him and be like, see, I told you. He's a really good dude. I like having that guy on. What are my thoughts on Titan continuing Conan Omnis and Corey's involved? Very happy about that. Very happy about his involvement. I think, he and Michael Kellerman, his group of people, do the best restoration. Yes, it's not the colors you grew up with. It's not the paper you grew up with. But for art on the type of paper they use, they do the very best, like, time-consuming work. I am very excited that he mentioned that the spines are going to match up. It's just going to be a Titan logo. I hope that they still use Roy Thomas for an introduction and all the writers they reach out to for introductions. That would be awesome. Because while we still have the treasure that is Roy Thomas on this earth, use him for these wonderful time capsules. I look back at the time that he was writing these stories. If rumors are true, Skybound gets Transformers rights. Do you think they could reprint the old Marvel stories? That, I think, so far, yes, that is a big rumor. Nothing has come out yet. Do I think they'll reprint the Marvel stuff? I do. But it's going to cost an arm and a leg to get licensing for Spider-Man and Circuit Breaker and a couple of other things that they can't reprint. And that's what I fear, because that happening means the chances of IDW books being reprinted are almost slim to none, because they'll focus on Marvel stuff and they'll focus on new Transformer comics, which sucks because IDW comics were the best. You think Marvel will reprint DNA through Kate's Guardians Omnis? Oh, well, they did Jerry Duggan's and they did Brian Michael Bendis. Honestly, the only one we really need now is Al Ewing's run on Guardians of the Galaxy. And they do need to do a Bendis Volume 2, because Jerry Duggan's got wrapped up in the Infinity Wars Omnibus, or oversized hardcover, rather. So everything else has been collected already, with the exception of Guardians 2 by Brian Michael Bendis. Good question, man. Morgan, thank you for the super chat. When are we going to get that Silver Age Iron Man Omnis back in print? I sent David Gabriel an email about this, and all he wrote back was the letter J. Oh, it's not a letter. That's a smiley face. I learned that from talking to him through email. And all I can say is stay tuned, because there might have been a crazy guy on YouTube that told him, believe it or not, there's a demand for that. And even though it didn't sell before, we're living in a different time now. Said the same thing about Wolverine and Ultimate Spider-Man, and look where we are now. So all I can say is stay tuned, brother. Peter, sorry. Got my Tomb of Dracula, Marvel Masterworks 2. I need to pick mine up. I need to get one. Really hope that we get some Corey edited omnis of it. Some with Howard the Duck. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for that stuff being in Marvel Masterworks format. And I realized me, along with a lot of other people, want Tomb of Dracula in omnibus format. But when you see the Marvel Masterworks and you see how much restoration goes into them, I can be a little patient. And it sucks, right? Because you have to wait. Being patient means we're at least 3 years out. Or no, I'm sorry. No, about 3 years out before they finish the series. So 4 years. Matt, thank you for the super chat, my brother. Hey, Omar, can you tell me what's the deal with Marvel Masterworks? Never bought any of them. What a good follow-up question. Are they Marvel's answers to Absolute Editions? Oversized epics worth it? On my channel, I actually did a video on the different types of collected editions, and Marvel Masterworks are the size of trade paperbacks. The deal with them is that this is usually, not every time, but 90% of the time, where they go back and restore the artwork, where they go back and retouch every panel. This is the task that they do to get us to the Omnis, right? Like, I look forward to Omnis. I sold all my Marvel Masterworks. Now I keep a lot of them because I do reading orders and I use them as placeholders until an epic comes out or an omnibus comes out. But they are what I call the top tier of collected editions. They're in these nice little faux leather bound books, and they're beautifully put together. And if you've ever seen them, they look really classy on a shelf. So the big thing to me, though, is the restoration that goes in them. And every single one of them has some nice introduction by somebody that either worked on the books or somebody that read the books and it was inspired. It used to have like Stan Lee's introductions in there. A lot of the older ones that are going to be reprinted next year will have the introductions from those folks that are no longer with us. Halfway mark. Thank you so much for that, Rahul. All right. Really quickly, everybody. If you live in Europe and are interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop. They are based out of Berlin, Germany, and that is waltzcomicshop.com. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for all DC big books, DC and Marvel big books in the EU. Flat rate shipping of €12. What am I doing? Cutting away. Flat rate shipping of €12 for all EU countries. And bulletproof packaging. All emails will be answered within 24 hours. That's waltzcomicshop.com. And for a limited time, you can use the code Near Edition at the checkout, all one word, and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order of €40 or more. Waltz Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ting. Sorry, Melanie's not here. All right. So I got a couple of packages from you wonderful people. This one here is from Patrick Brown. Shout out to Patrick Brown. He just sent this to me. This was supposed to be open last week, but with Melanie getting her hair did, I didn't get a chance to open it. So I told him I would open it today. Feels like cloth. Oh no, what the fudge? Oh my gosh. It's a Disney button-up shirt. But it's Carl Barks. It's the family tree. Oh, this is amazing. This sucker's gonna get more than a church. That's the Sunday best, baby. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. You put that on a Saturday night and you go clubbing, you get all kinds of ladies hitting on you. Look at Scrooge. Oh, this is freaking awesome. All this, of course, drawn by the legendary Don Rosa. Oh, I don't know if he'd approve of this if I wear this. This is freaking awesome. Dude, that's killer. This is... Oh, I don't know if Rosa would approve of this, though. This was sold at the Disney store. Yeah, these are all Don Rosa's family tree. Oh, my gosh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Let me open one up from Sentinel Comics. This is my buddy Hunter Daniels. I just won up Jess's shirt. I'm going to invite him on my show just to outclass Jess. And Jess has some cool, what does he have? Like the Nicktoons shirts, I think. That's what he usually wears, like Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life, those kind of things. That's awesome. While I open this, let me get some questions. Hard question. To complete a run, for example, Amazing Spider-Man, is it better to go Epic Collection or Omni or Masterworks route? Depends on the type of person you are. I'm a guy that gets... I'm okay getting any kind of format. Seriously, like that's always been me. I get epics. I get omnis. Omnis is my preferred format. I love the letter pages. I love the big books. I love the oversized artwork. But I'm okay getting epics and trade paperbacks. I used to get Marvel Premiere. Yeah, Sentinel Comics. He does auctions on Facebook and stuff. Don Rosa will probably get a restraining order if he saw that. No, I can't wear it around Don Rosa because he hates Disney. But it's such an awesome shirt. I'm going to interview Don Rosa and wear that shirt. So I'm okay with mixing and matching is my point. My goodness, man, you packed this good. Single issues. Okay, I see you single issues. You may see me sporting that shirt next week, just saying. That shirt is awesome. It's big pimping right there. All right, let's see what is in here. Single issues. This is from Hunter. All right. Excalibur -1. I remember the -1 issues. Wolverine Weapon X. This is the Ron Garney issues right there. Wolverine Weapon X. Jason Aaron. Wow. New Mutants issue number 4 and number 62. Gambit. The whole reason he sent me this was so I could read Gambit before the book comes out. And the Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix. Dude, I didn't know Russell Donnerman did a cover to this. This is the X Lives of Wolverine. Cover number 5. It's a variant cover of Russell Donnerman. That one's awesome, dude. Thank you, brother. Great duck shirt. Yeah, thanks, man. Do we know for sure what the size of the Invisible... Somebody was asking earlier. I think they're standard size because that's what they sold through Skybound. And if they're just reprinting the HC compendiums, that's what they're going to be. Unless they're redoing them from scratch. I'll try to reach out to see if I can find a contact over there. Sentinel Comics, Beware Mutants. Is that the new stuff? What's up? Thank you, Art Walker. Yes, it is. This is the New Republic. is what you're thinking. That's Star Wars New Republic right there. Omnibus. And this is volume 1. I think I announced volume 2, didn't I? Did Marvel? No, Marvel never released a flashback collection, but all the flashback issues are where they're supposed to be in their collected editions, like Excaliburs and Generation X, all the epics and all the trades will have those. And this one here is from Kelly. So I'm going to hide the address, but thank you, Kelly. So it's like single issues. What's in here? Let me make sure there's not a note. But it looks like single issues of Fun Rama. Ryan Kelly. Oh, it's Ryan Kelly! Dude, that's awesome! So it looks like it's the first 7 issues, if I'm not mistaken. Issues 1, issue 2, 3. There's 5, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The first 7 issues of the series. Let me just flip through the inside artwork here. And you all have some really good questions. Oh, I like this. This is Fun Rama. It's all in black and white. This is what the artwork looks like from Ryan Kelly. Thank you so much for sending this my way, dude. Killer. That's some killer artwork right there. You know what? I'm going to flip actually through issue number 1 a little bit. And let me answer some questions while I do this. How many Sandman Mystery Theaters volumes will there be? They're not hardcovers, so compendiums. And there should be 2 of them that wrap up the entire series. And hopefully we get both of them, because that's trade paperbacks were discontinued and they're impossible to find now. Let's see. This is presents the Mutant Punks. Fun Rama. This is what the artwork looks like. Make sure it's not anything that's not safe for work. Very cool. And this is, I like how thick this is. This is all published by Ryan Kelly. Good for you, man. Yes, there will be an announcement this week. 1 for sure, maybe 2, depending on whether I get art or not. I'm waiting for content on a couple of books and then art. But there will be 1 for sure. As long as everything gets approved. Are we ever going to get that Batman TMNT? It looks like it's back in the catalog, so hopefully. That New Republic Omnibus has me sloppy. Please stop showing us. Okay, I'll hide it. I'll put it over here. I got to put it in my reading pile anyway. Are you curious to read the Walking Dead trades now that they're in color? I thought they were good enough in black and white. Yeah, I'll check them out, though. Are they also including the color special that never came out, that was never reprinted in the hardcover editions? That's what I'm curious about. About to go to my local comic book store. Thank you, Matt, for the super chat. I'm going to pick up the G.I. Joe book for my boss as a birthday gift. I know he likes the 90s stuff. Any recommendation on what to look out for? Oh, the Laugh G.I. Joe Cobra. IDW published recently, actually, the Serpentor book and the Larry Hama hardcover. Those are excellent if you can find those. Those are recent books that they did. And they're really nice. They're not, I think they're like $39. Any schedule for the upcoming week announcements, overviews? Yes, tomorrow is the overview of Alien Volume 3, Omnibus Volume 3. Monday will be the Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 1 Omnibus. Tuesday will be the trades. Wednesday is the Transformers Reading Order Part 1. Thursday is the 10 more standalone graphic novels. And Friday, I still have a bunch of other stuff to do. Like I'll do a Batman Spawn overview of the hardcover and an overview, of course, of Grayson. I thought there was another book in there. Speaking of NR, currently listing Volume 2 has it around 1,316 pages. $150. Okay, thank you for that. New Republic. That's a big book. Hi, Omar. I have a question. I'm currently reading Doctor Strange Omnibus Volume. Oh, by Aaron. Are the last issues Secret Empire in this volume collected in an OHC? No, they're not. They are only in trade paperback. So there is enough material there between this and Donny Cates to give us like a 1 OHC, but they never did do one. Why does IDW hate me and not reprint Ragnarok? It's not you, Josh. It's them. October haul video, I'll probably mix it with my November haul. I just it was one of those videos that I had to set to the side. And honestly, I didn't get that much. I only got like 4 or 5 books, I think, because most of the other books that I did get, I did overviews of. But thank you for asking. I'm glad that you people love those, that you still come to my channel to watch those. Have you tried the Game of Thrones graphic novels? I did. They used to send them to me for reviews when I was doing manga reviews for a magazine, and for some reason I started getting those, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and I dug them. I don't even know who owns the rights anymore. What's up, The Approximate? How are you? Funrama doesn't have a collected edition yet. Otherwise, I would have sent you that. You are so kind. Thanks, brother. It's awesome, man. I like the art style. Haul videos are what got me started here. Are you serious? That's awesome. We're in a recession. I know. I had to be careful with my spending. We got Christmas coming up. So there will be a like October, November haul. And I do have enough manga haul, though. I've been setting that aside. Do you think DC will squeeze a couple of Omnis the last quarter of 2023? I would like for them to. No, dude. I did not get the Black Panther by Priest Omnibus. I think that was delayed until next year. Whoever gets the Transformers right, will they reprint the Blackthorn 3D issues from the late 80s? I would say no. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Nor the fan club or the club. Yeah, the Transformers Club, anything like that. Do you know where I can find Red Lanterns Volume 4? Those books are near impossible to find, man. I'm trying to think if on our Discord, we usually have a group of us that search for books for people, and they're wonderful. They will try to find these books when we go to comic book stores and stuff like that. The best places, honestly, are either going to be your third-party market, like eBay or whatnot. Like that is, unfortunately, there's not a secret stash anywhere of reprints coming out. Thanks, Omar. Always curious as you talk us through some good finds. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Oh, my buddy Kyle did send me some stuff, so I do have to show off that stuff. Do you think Doomsday Cloud got an absolute before Mr. Miracle? Far Sector because of Jeff Johns' position, or because because they put Watchmen on there, of course. Yeah, man. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. And honestly, I thought that was going to come. What I'm really surprised at is 3 Jokers is getting one before things like Mr. Miracle. And by the way, I'm glad you liked Far Sector. I thought the artwork in Far Sector was solid, and I like that story. Like, I don't like the idea of a new lantern. We have so many lanterns already. Why the heck do we need another one? But I actually enjoyed that story. Omar, one of my local comic book stores was broken into. Oh, dude, they had countless amount of floppies, trades, and omnis, and any format you can imagine with a 25% discount. Was about to do his Black Friday 50% off next weekend. Dude, that sucks. That breaks my heart. When I worked at the comic book store, I worked at a comic book store in Frankfort, Kentucky for 4 years. It was called Moonlight Comics, and best job I ever had. Best job I ever had. And we got broken into twice. First time they stole a bunch of Wizard magazines. Obviously, they didn't know what they were stealing. No offense to Lars or anybody that worked at Wizard magazine. And the second time around, they got us good. They got like a bunch of Magic cards, a bunch of the first appearance books. So they knew that they knew, because they took a bunch of these behind the counter, like comic books, and put them in boxes. So they were handpicking, because they left some of the stuff behind the counter. So they knew what they were getting. I don't think they ever caught those guys. And I take it back. You are absolutely right. This is the best damn job I've ever had. Apologies for that. Second best job I ever had, working at a comic book store. I loved it, man. Now I get to talk to you fine people. Some people yelling at me, but not like the old dudes that used to yell at me at the comic book store. Omar, what are your hardest Silver Age Marvel omnis to get through? Ooh, X-Men. I'm reading X-Men in chronological order, and I'm on X-Men 2. It's not bad by any means, but it's a struggle. X-Men is up there for me. Avengers can be rough too, up until a certain point. And I always warn people about that. Like when people were so excited about the reprints of the X-Men Omnis, I'm like, yeah, it's not as good until when you get to the Claremont era. And you'll see what I mean. But those are some of the roughest ones I get to get through. Fantastic Four is excellent. Spider-Man is excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Some Iron Man ups and downs with Iron Man. Thor was a little rough for me to read as a kid. I think I enjoyed it more as an adult. But definitely maybe because I'm Uncanny Omar, X-Men was a little hard to get through, and some of the Avengers. Thor OHC, nothing yet. Did Silver Surfer get pushed back again? I know Spider-Verse got pushed back again. Also, do you think the last two Cap by Brubaker will ever be reprinted? Those are so many questions, Joe. Last two Caps, stay tuned. Spider-Verse, I heard that it got pushed back, but I thought it was just January. And I heard that Silver Surfer was pushed back until March, but I already have a copy. And usually I get a copy about a month or so before those books come out. So I don't know what's going on. Thank you for the super chat. Am I a fan of Jack Katz? I am. Have you read the first? Dude, yes. I love the First Kingdom. On my channel, well, 4 or 5 years ago, I did a tour and I was like, let me show you some beautiful artwork. I used to work with his son. His son is retired now. Told me his dad made the first dude. He made what I think a lot of us consider like the first graphic novel. Like he did indie things. This is, long before Ninja Turtles, Cerebus. Like he was doing there, man. Like he was doing that stuff. And if you've ever seen First Kingdom, like his artwork on First Kingdom is freaking crazy. Like the amount of details. I'm gonna do I did a hidden gems on Flight. I'm gonna do a hidden gems on First Kingdom, but I think a lot of those books are out of print. There's only 6 of them. Beautiful books. Now y'all making me feel guilty. Being a dad ain't the best job. Fine. That's the best job I ever had. This is the second best job. The third best job I ever had was working at a comic book store. My gosh. All right. Anybody else want to chime in on what the best job I ever had? Glad to see R.L. Stein in comics. Yes, I saw that. I saw that him working on stuff. I read the first 25 issues of X-Men and Epics and haven't gone back since. John says the way to go and start. If you don't own them now, there's a reason to buy Inferno Mutant Massacre Omnis because Uncanny X-Men will be there in the near future. Oh, if I don't own them now? Well, it depends on when the near future will be. Uncanny 5 comes out next year. Now, I don't expect them to do an Uncanny 6 for, I would say, another 2 years at the very earliest. And that will take us through the Mutant Massacre. That will take us maybe right from the Mutant Massacre to Fall of the Mutants. And you're still not. And that's what, 2026. And you're still not at Inferno. So if you can wait till 2026, that's when you'll get the Mutant Massacre story. If you can wait till 2028, that's probably when we get to Fall of the Mutant. No, Fall of the Mutants will be collected in that. But what am I'm over here just second guessing. They could change the whole game up next year and be like, we're releasing a X-Men Omnibus every 6 months. Omar, X-Men was a rough read and Batman is a 6 out of 10. Don't take what I say out of context. By the way, Andrew, thank you for the super chat, my brother. I didn't notice those were shoes. Yes, I can relate. I owned a music store for 2 years. I refused to call it a job. The downer was it not being financially viable, and I had to close it. Oh, brother, I'm so sorry. Doing things like this is really a dream come true. It's a blessing. It's amazing. Is Absolute Preacher, one of the volumes is out of print right now. Yes, that is correct. 180, is that euros or pounds? Somebody help me, please. So I don't know if that's a good deal. Have you read Terminator versus Transformers? I did. It's fun. They possibly stole the Wizard Guide to find out which books and cards they came back and stole the stuff after stealing Wizard magazines. Oh my goodness. Any guesses for Marvel Masterworks 400? Well, 350 was Omega the Unknown. 400 will take us to the 80s. That would be a good one. Secret Wars would be good. I mean, or it could be the beginning of a new series. That would be X Factor. Oh my gosh. Feel so old. Doesn't Spider-Man steal a boat and hitch a ride on a rocket in his first issue? Doesn't steal, borrows. Thoughts on Calvin and Hobbes? Love it. One of my favorite reads when I'm going through a hard time. That and Far Side. Does husband... Oh my God. All right, fine. Dad, husband, this, comic book store, Taco John's. Top 5 jobs I've ever had. None of them have to do with the years I went to college and actually did in a career for 20 years. First Kingdom is out of print, but still easy to find. I recently bought all of them for about 20 to 30 each. Dude, they're wonderful. With DC reprinting Len Wein's Swamp Thing in absolute format, do you reckon that Michelini and Conway's issues between Wayne and Swamp would be lost in this format, like the second half of Dennis O'Neill's? Oh, you mean in absolute format? I don't know. That's a hard sell. I think they're doing it mainly for the Bernie Wrightson stuff. I don't imagine them continuing it after that. Unless we see a volume 1 on that. It's the only way we'll see if there's a continuation of it. Picking a backup? No. Heck no. It's a lot of fun, though, man. Going out there like 6. We used to go out there. We had to be there at, I forgot, 5 o'clock in the morning. That means I had to get up at 4, hitch a ride with some buddies, and go to the tobacco field, start working at 6. And we stayed late because we used to get paid by the stick, man. Promoting me wasn't the highlight of your life. No. So being a husband is not a good job. Take that. You guys are the worst. Do you think the East of West hardcovers will ever be reprinted? Do I think yes? Does Jonathan Hickman? No. Jonathan Hickman stated that it's only going to get 1 print run and that's it, or a reprint, and that was it. Nah. Okay, I'm out. I'm done. 180 pounds is $214 for 3 Preacher books. Each one. Oh gosh, yes, get that. Yeah. That's a good deal, man. Thank you. Yes, buy that. Oh, Absolute Preachers, because I think they're 125 to 150 bucks each. Omar, tell us about that Death or Glory hardcover on the shelf behind you. Behind me? Where the heck is it? Where do you see it? Am I getting warmer? Death or Glory? Where did I put that book? Oh my gosh. Where do you see it, man? Is it the Rick? Oh, it's in the Rick Remender shelf. It's got artwork by Ben Gal. Love it. 3-minute warning for Max from CGN. Rick Remender. Ben Gal's artwork. Great European artist. Used to working with animals. Not working with animals, but drawing a lot of animals. But this is their art style. What it looks like. I read this in trade paperback. It's got some phenomenal art in there. It's like if you like cars, you like movies like Mad Max. Maybe see if I can find another action sequence. Well, this is sort of action-y. Glory's the main character. And she's fighting for freedom in the American open road. So think Mad Max. Thank you. Haven't thought of that book in a while. No Nomad Omni next year. Maybe in 2028, man. 2028. All right. It's getting to be about 12:30, so I'm going to have Max join us from cheapgraphicnovels.com. So this part of the episode is brought to you by cheapgraphicnovels.com. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Not a lot. How are you? How was the weekend?
Oh, just starting for me, West Coast.
Right. Which is why I said 12:30. So yes, this is Max.
Thank you.
If you're just now joining the channel, he's the owner of cheapgraphicnovels.com, our sponsor here in America. And he wanted to talk to us a little bit about what's happening and what's going on. Black Friday. People keep mentioning Black Friday. What is that? What is Black Friday to people that don't live in America?
Oh, well, Black Friday is the busiest shopping day of the year. for America, at least, because it's the day after Thanksgiving. I don't know who decided it, but yeah, so everyone does their sales, but we actually start on Thanksgiving because
Oh.
by the time Black Friday rolls around, it's too late, too busy. So people that have shopped with us before know, but if you haven't or just haven't been around for previous holiday seasons, we start on Thanksgiving. So my Thanksgiving every year is I wake up, I go into the office, and I just start listing things for sale. So everyone, people want to know in advance, like what's going to be on sale, what time it's going to be available. I don't even know that right now because I don't know what, I evaluate the stock that we have on that day and basically go from there. I put it up in waves and I'll announce on social media as each one goes up. In past years, it's been usually by publisher or, all the omnis at once or whatever. I think this year it's going to be more. There will be a separate sale for omnis, absolutes, epics, masterworks, etc. But as far as everything else goes, I think it's going to be straight alphabetical. So gotta see how it's going to go, but maybe just like, all the books from A to D or something. Because I want people to actually have to, start buying stuff throughout the day. It's fun. I think people like it.
I as a guy that shops for anime and toys and video games, it is a lot of fun to see what comes in waves, and then it sucks when you miss on something because it's not like you're having a sale on things that you have unlimited amount of stuff for. It's kind of like first
Right.
come first serve, so you got to get there early enough. You got to make sure you're F5.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like I know some people may not like realize it or think about it, but there's not like you're right. It's not everything that's on sale is limited. I mean, we might have a lot of copies, but it's not like there's going to be more. So once there might be one, a lot of these things there's only going to be one copy. I'll tell you that right now. Because it's looking at it's not like there's things. Most of it is not things that we planned to be on sale. It's we're looking at what we can put on sale to make a good sale right now with what we have. That's not exclusively, like there are some things that I've stocked up on throughout the year specifically to put on sale, and we'll have more of those because it was intentional. But yeah, a lot of them are only going to have one copy. Just depends what it is. And that's the same with the Nick and Dent. Sometimes I'll get questions like, will you have any more Nick and Dent copies of this book? And it's like, I don't know. It depends if we get another one that's damaged,
And I'll be honest, I was the same way because like I feel like missing Nick and Dent sales are some of the worst things that I can miss out on because you get a book cheap enough, and I'm okay with little dents and things like that, but not everybody is, and I get that. But it's one of those things that I thought, oh well, surely they have a lot more of these. I mean, I'm sure a bunch got damaged. It's not like people are purposely damaging these books so they can put it on a clearance Nick and Dent sale.
Yeah, it's all stuff that got damaged along the way. It's not specific. It's not like our distributors have their own Nick and Dent sale that we can stock up on Nick and Dent books. It's just things that become damaged or we find out they're damaged later. Like we check all the books as they come in, but everyone's human and we miss things. We'll find a damage later, or I even just the other day I dropped a book and was like, well, there's a Nick and Dent book. I don't books. I rarely drop books, but I was really disappointed in myself. But so there will be a Nick and Dent Absolute New Frontier, at least, because I dropped it.
Can I get dibs on that one because I'm missing that? There's a really quick super chat here. Thank you, DFlex1. Do absolutes go back in print? For example, Court of Owls, First Dark Knight returns. The only absolutes that I think that have gone back to print are the ones that they've actually said they're reprinting. So things like Year One and Dark Knight.
I don't think Year One has had it. I think Year One's still on the original printing.
Seriously?
I mean, it may be. Well, here's the thing. Like printing is sometimes like a misnomer because it really new printing. If it's labeled a new printing, what that really means is a new ISBN number. Because you look at like DC's been restocking Omnis pretty regularly for the last year or so, but it's just further printings of the same version. You know what I mean? Like the ISBN number. That's what matters. Unless
Yeah.
unless they actually like for instance
went through a reprint. I remember
exactly that. Like Transmet Volume 1 had a new printing. Swamp Thing Volume 1 did because I think Volume 1 came out right before the pandemic or I believe.
Yes.
And yeah, Dark Knight has had a new printing. New Frontiers had a new printing, which was actually expanded to have that short story that wasn't in there before. I think that was like the 15th or 20th anniversary edition or whatever. So they do get printed occasionally. But the other thing I was going to say is, you know, DC has had some printing errors with Omnis in the past, like Justice League International Volume 1. So the very first copies that came out the print in, geez, when did that come out? Like 10 years ago at this point.
You're talking about JLI?
I'm talking about JLI.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, those came out a couple of, oh my goodness. I think
I'm looking right now. I'm looking right now. Oh no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It was in 2017. Okay. We're not that old yet. October 2017. So the initial batch had that printing error, which was honestly like, to me, it was, this is a personal preference thing, but to me, it was so minor that I didn't even bother swapping my copy out. But occasionally, even now, all these years later, I'll get questions like, do you know, like, is the copy that, or the copies you have the corrected one or not? And while it's highly likely that any of those original copies are still floating around, I actually cannot say for sure because they didn't do a new printing. It's the same ISBN number.
Yeah, so then unless you open the book, right?
Correct. And it's the same thing for when, like they've been changing the logos on the spines. Like that's another thing. Sometimes I'll get questions like, oh, do the Absolute Sandmans that I have right now have the D Black Label or the DC logo or the Vertigo logo? Now, most of them have the DC, or they probably all have the DC logo, but I actually can't guarantee that because it's the same ISBN. So when I order that from one of my distributors, I don't actually know with 100% certainty what is going to be on the spine because it is not actually a different book as defined by, you know, the ISBN number.
Max, have you ever thought about opening a UK store?
I got my hands full enough with what I got. That would be. I can't even imagine getting into that, unfortunately. And we had to. We did have to suspend international sales pretty much indefinitely because just the rising shipping costs and other logistical concerns.
So I know that people can use freight shipping and stuff like that, and
yeah, that's why
address forwarding. I think is what I was told they could use, like have a U.S. address to ship it to, and then they do the freight shipping.
Yeah, and you're gonna and you know, international customers are going to, as far as I have seen, are going to save a lot of money doing it that way, especially if you're ordering a lot, because they will consolidate. The way it works is, you know, I'm a little company, and if I don't ship enough volume internationally to gain access to cheaper rates, but these freight forwarding companies, that's all they do. So they consolidate all these shipments and they get access to lower rates and they can pass that on to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
So you could actually have stuff shipped from a bunch of different stores in the US all to this one place. They hold it for you and they box it up and send it directly to you. And you'll that way you only pay the domestic shipping to us or the other or whatever retailer you're ordering from. And then the freight forwarding company will handle the international side of it, and you'll get a better rate that way. Especially, like I said, especially if you're ordering from different places, because they'll consolidate you might, if you're ordering, books from me or and then toys from Big Bad Toy Store or something like that, they'll combine all that for you. You can, yeah.
Yeah, I don't look forward to those Black Friday deals. Max, thank you and your whole team. I recently ordered some special order books. Only CGN had, no one else. Midnight Nation Deluxe Edition. Oh, you still had that?
I mean, Diamond still has it. That's why I have it up for special order. I don't know why no one else is stocking it. I don't know, but I did order it. Yeah, it's available from Diamond.
Oh, I'm gonna have to order one because I cannot, dude. I lost like a box of books and I can't find. I don't know where the hell they are.
Dude, I have the same thing. Like, because that I moved. Well,
Yeah.
It's been almost 2 years now, but I finally like got most of my books up on the shelves or at least in the room, and I'm like, where are these books? Like, they literally cannot be anywhere else. I'm so confused.
We moved here in March, and I was going through boxes, and I found one more box, and I was like, "Oh, it's my Manara collection! Oh, thank God, I can't lose those hardcovers." But yeah, there's some things that I'm missing. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Where did I let somebody borrow it? So anyway, they were thanking you. What about Wolf? Oh my gosh, Cody, why did I even choose this? What about Wolverine makes him so undesirable as a character to where retailers can't offload Volume 2 no matter the discount? What are you talking about, Cody? Wolverine is the greatest character ever.
Well, that we sold a lot of copies when it first came out, but I think that there's a lot of things going on in the world right now and in the States, with the economy and just I feel like people have maybe been more careful or more particular in what books they're buying. When we were 2 years ago, and even in last year, everyone knows that books were selling out like immediately. So there was a lot of hype around, making sure to get that book that came out every week, because if you don't get it when it first comes out, you might not get it later. Now that is not as much of an issue, it seems like the publishers have caught up in printing enough copies, and retailers like myself, have caught up in ordering enough copies that, and especially like since I can only really speak to myself, but especially since we started doing pre-orders, I've found that as people have gotten more used to pre-orders, those numbers, pre-sales will be higher than in-stock sales, and I think that everyone's just adjusting to how things are now. And for like, might have extras of an omnibus because during 2020 and a lot of 2021 and even earlier this year, when books were unavailable, when the print run had already gone through, before the book was even released, I knew that I had to order basically every copy that I ever wanted to have in stock. I had to order up front. So that made me order a lot more copies up front. Does that make sense? Am I explaining that? Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me, because it's interesting to know the behind the scenes of how this works, right? And
Yeah.
I've realized that every place is different. Every shop
Right.
online is different. Everybody has their own way of ordering.
So like
some kind of algorithm. But you're right. It seems like things are staying in stock more than they used to be.
So yeah. So when like before, if Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 5 was coming out, and every other omnibus from Marvel had been basically out of stock at the distributor level before it was released, then I had to say, like, I don't just need enough copies to fill pre-orders and to sell for the first month. I need every copy I ever want to sell of this book, because I won't be able to get more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now that's changed, but we order so far in advance that there's an adjustment period. So I think that's where, at least for me, there's a lot of extra copies that we have in stock because things have changed, and it takes a while for the ordering to catch up.
Oh yeah, and it didn't help that there was delays with books and.
Oh yeah. The summer was rough.
Yeah, I remember. I remember the summer. I mean, it was it's been an interesting time, because at one time, when I started doing this full time, People were asking me, like, you know, what's going to happen when we come out of this pandemic? Are you going to be able to retain this, or you're going to have enough followers to keep this going? Because people are going to go back and do regular things like go biking, go work out, go outside, go to. And I feel like even with a drop in the interest in collected editions, there was always going to be people that get collectibles, whether it's these type of things, whether it's toys or video games or vinyl records or whatever it is. There are so many of us, and we got so many new people joining all the time that are new to this world.
Mhm.
So I think it's really cool. And I don't know if you've seen that from your perspective, right? Because you've owned cheap graphic novels for how long now?
Since April 1st, 2019.
Okay.
But if anyone listening doesn't like tune into one of the past ones, like I built the company from the very beginning and basically built it and ran it the entire time. I just became the owner in
Mhm.
April 2019.
Um, so yeah, have you seen like ups and downs in this type of
Yeah.
uh hobby, right? Collected editions.
Oh,
Because it's
yeah.
very
Yeah,
niche.
definitely.
You're not selling
Definitely.
single issues, you're not selling toys, you're not selling statues, you're not selling video games. You are selling reprints of books that have already come out. So it's a very niche market to begin with. And I know you've in the entire time you've worked at cheap graphic novels, you've seen the ups and downs of it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gone down since the height of, like I was talking about earlier, when everyone had FOMO, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that many books were sold because people were afraid they wouldn't be able to get them later, not necessarily because they really wanted it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Which I totally get because I do the same thing.
No, and it happens, and it doesn't help to have a YouTube channel telling people that this book is really good, and it comes out like there were books coming out of print, and they still are, aren't they? Like there aren't they? What was the last book that I remember? It might have been you that told me that was out of print. It was an Image title, I think. Was it Seven to Eternity? Maybe I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, Seven to Eternity was gone like right after it came out. So that is an exception to the new world where
Now it helps to have the creator going. We're only printing five
I
thousand
know.
copies, sharing it on social media, and then everybody shares
Yep.
that, and it
Yep.
certainly drives a certain like, oh, 5,000 copies. Is that a lot, or is that not enough? What does that mean? I'm just gonna buy it to make sure. And I feel like that's what happens sometimes. Now we have creators in there. Jason Aaron does the same thing with his collections. Rick Remender and Jonathan Hickman are big pushers for their stuff. And granted, it's their stuff. Of course, you want to sell it. And now they're driving FOMO their way, going, "Hey, this is like Rick Remender is notorious for going on social media, going, this is the last time we're printing Black Science. If you want it in deluxe edition, get it today."
Yep. And now they're all out of print again. All the East and West are out of print. I think, well, Criminal 1 and 2 are out of print again. I think the Deadly Classes are all out of stock. No, they're all available actually. All three Deadly Classes are available right now.
Yeah, Deadly Classes came back to
Um,
print, but it was Black Science that was like the big,
yeah.
"Hey, we're doing this the last time." And honestly, I don't know if that, FOMO, it goes about two different ways. Like you have people that are genuinely like, "Oh, I need that in my collection." And then you have people like, "Oh, I can buy 10 copies of that and hold them for a year and flip them." I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
same thing happens in comics.
Yep.
Really quick, let me see here. Many people dropped their interest in collected editions. There's a YouTuber that was getting everything published during the pandemic, and he sold everything during the last year. Oh, I'm sure that happens a lot. Uh, I like to buy the entire Sandman Deluxe editions from Cheap Graphic Novels. 1, 2, and 4 are in my wish list, but 3 is out of stock. DC is a little different too
I'm
when it comes
checking.
to stock.
Actually, that should be available. Let me. So this is a problem too. Or the publishers, or sorry, the distributors are not great at letting us know when books come back in stock all the time. So actually, Sandman 3 is available. So I'm gonna relist it right now. But I did not know that because I didn't get any kind of notification or anything. So if there's ever anything like this, just to anyone listening or watching, if there's ever a book that you're wondering if and when it's going to come back into print, send me an email because it might already be back in print. And I want to know too, so I can start selling copies, you know?
That's
so it is.
Fear Agent Deluxe hasn't come back. Fear Agent's a little different because that was he went on social media saying that right now belongs to Dark Horse. He can't have it reprinted for a couple more years. Eventually, the rights will come back to him, and he'll have it reprinted in Image, just like everything. And it'll line up perfectly with everything else. And I can't wait for that because people that have never read Fear Agent, oh my gosh, that to me is his magnum opus. Man,
well, and Tokyo Ghost is coming back. If
I saw Tokyo Ghost and Descender.
But this is I want to explain something real quick. This is something. Oh yes, the spawns. I spoke directly to Diamond. They are coming. I mean, I can't guarantee, and no one can, that they're actually going to come out on December 27th. Honestly, I would.
Wait, are you talking about all 4 volumes of the slipcase editions?
Yep.
The big slipcase editions?
Yes, sir. I confirmed it that they are coming back. I actually, if I had to put money on it, I would say they're going to get delayed past that because that's the last week of the year, which is often used as a placeholder date when they don't actually have a good date. But as of right now, all 4 volumes coming back and the 5th volume are all scheduled for the last week of the year.
Why would
but here's the thing.
All on the same week, man. That's rough.
I agree.
Those aren't cheap.
And here's the thing too with it that's kind of I wish they would do differently. This is the case with the Spawns and with the Tokyo Ghost is just like I was talking about earlier with the ISBNs, these aren't new printings. They're actually just restocking old ISBN, which is a little bit frustrating because they don't go through the normal catalog process of other new printings, which means there's not a consistent, like that's why I guess other places might not have it listed because I didn't even know about it until one of the customers asked me and said they saw something on Reddit that they were coming back. And then I checked and I'm like, oh, they are. Here they are. And then I got confirmed from Diamond. Same with Tokyo Ghost. Mm-hmm. I just saw that I saw whispering that it was coming back. And so I checked and, oh, okay, I guess it is. So, yeah.
It is really difficult when these distributors don't reach out to you for a top selling book like that. And it's usually up to your customers. Like I find out from my viewers, like, hey, Omar, have you heard about this? And I'm like, no. Yeah. And then I usually I'll email my contacts that I usually have. And I'm like, oh, I guess it's coming. But with things like this, like sometimes there are books that Diamond has. Like I remember the whole Harrow County ordeal. Like it was never solicited, those library editions.
Well, let me say this about the Harrow County thing. I know that at least one other retailer started taking pre-orders for new printings. I never found a shred of evidence that those were ever going to be available, which is why I never put them up for pre-order. I don't put things up for pre-order willy-nilly because I don't want to disappoint people later. And I don't want to have to refund a bunch of copies of books that don't actually come out. So for me, just the way that I do things, I will get, like, because I'll tell you, when you do your advance announcement of Omnis that are coming out next summer, people want to pre-order them right away. And I'll get emails like, when is this going to be available for pre-order? It's like, I'm not comfortable putting a book up for pre-order until it's in an official monthly catalog, until it has actually been solicited. Does that maybe lose me some pre-orders because people want to lock it in earlier? Maybe, but I'm just not comfortable with it because I don't want to disappoint people later, and I don't want to have to cancel those orders and a lot of things can change. Even after solicitation, we know that contents and price can change. The Metal Omnibus just got raised $25 in retail price out of nowhere. And so I had to deal with that. And thankfully, pretty much every customer that pre-ordered it was understanding and was totally fine paying the price increase. But this is why I wait until it's actually solicited. And like for these stealth restocks, I make sure to do as much due diligence as possible to know if and when these books are actually going to come out or be available, so that you know, I'm not just taking people's money for something that is not going to not materialize, you know.
It is a very hard thing to do, is put things on pre-order, especially with the delays that we've had. So then when books get solicited, it becomes a difficult task of like, oh crap, now I need to either refund people money or just go ahead and let them know that the price went up. Because with like when you pre-order something, it's not like Amazon, right? Like Amazon places your order and God knows what ends up happening with your order if they resolicit a book later. With places like you, they have to pre-order, and then if a book is resolicited, you have to make sure they're okay with the price increase, right? Is that what you try to do, or do you just send out a mass email? Because I've pre-ordered in places where like let me know there was a price increase. And
yeah, so well, we charge all orders up front, so I have to let people know about price increases, because they've already paid for it, and I cannot afford to. Obviously, if the publisher raises the price of a book, I can't afford. I'll lose my shirt if I don't let customers know and have them, you know, pay the price difference, or they have the option to cancel too, you know. So if we can reset there, like you don't have to keep the pre-order. But yeah, so like with this metal thing, I just send out an email and let everyone know the price. The retail price went up $25, which means our price went up $15. We can either charge the extra 15 or cancel the order, and it's up to everyone. And most people are. I don't think anyone has to cancel it, honestly.
I know. I know. I don't know how anybody else does shopping. When I have something pre-ordered, whether it's a toy or limited edition video game, I'm like, whatever. I'll write it out. I'm here for it this much. It's just one of those things. Thank you for the super chat, DFlex1. Max, can you explain how Uncanny X-Men Volume 1 came back in my wish list, but at an increased price and was gone quickly? So what you have a wish list over there, right? Like it's people that are ordering like a specific book, and then you send an email. Is that how it is?
If we get it, so yeah, you'll get a notification by email if it becomes available again. Why has it gone so quickly? Well, even if we only have one copy, that wish list notification goes out, and whoever gets there first gets it. There might be 500 people on a wish list, but I have one copy, and I can't really do anything about that. It's just going to be first come, first serve. Why did Uncanny X-Men Volume 1 come back in stock? Because we were moving around and we found some copies. Why is it an increased price? Because it is a collectible like any other collectible, like single issue comics, and the market price has gone up. I've explained it when I've come on before. The margin that we make on, this is getting in like technical business stuff, the margin that we make on a normal book is extremely small, and we have to sell so many copies just to stay afloat. When there is a book that is worth more down the road that is out of print, I'm going to charge what I believe a researched fair market price is, and that's going to be lower than you can get it anywhere else, and you know that it's going to be a good quality because it's coming from us. I understand if someone doesn't want to pay the price, but we put the books up and they do sell, and I have heard, I hear from many customers that are very happy to get those books from us because they know that they're going to be in good condition. And the price is, I always price it lower than you can find it on eBay or Amazon or whatever, because I want it to be the best price possible. If I made it the same old price, then just like you were talking about earlier, I think most of them would sell to people that are going to flip them. And honestly, that part of the business is very vital to keeping the business alive.
It's It is a question that I'm asked here on the channel, and I you know, and I appreciate you being open about it because you do have the option to say no comment. But no, you've always been open about it, and I appreciate that. When people ask me about how I feel about prices, sometimes being over cover or cover price or going for more than their usual discount, I was like, I don't look. Max is Cheap Graphic Novels. He's my sponsor. I would never ever tell him how to do business, nor do I expect Max to tell me how to do business on my channel. Uh, and I also mentioned this. I mean, people have told me they've bought books on Whatnot on auctions from other people that sell online. I'm not gonna say any names, but I don't see a difference in that either.
Well, to me, it's just like, yeah,
it's another form of getting income coming in for a highly sought after book. I get why people do it.
Yeah, I mean, the analogy that I will always give out is Action Comics #1 has a 10-cent cover price. I don't think anyone is reasonably expecting to pay 10 cents for a copy of Action Comics #1. It is a collectible that is no longer available, and that is what it's worth. And there doesn't seem to be any, what do I want to say? Any, like that is very accepted in the single issue market. But, and to me, the graphic novels, it's the same thing. It's same as any other collectible. It's same as action figures that go up in price. And look, I collect action figures, and there's some that I want that were originally $50 and now they're $500. And it's up to me if I want to pay it or not. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever. Fortunate for the person that has it.
Look, on my channel, I always tell people, like, whenever they ask me a question like, should I buy this? Should I buy this? And if it's something out of print, I always say, it's up to you. I can never tell you what to do with your money. If you want to buy something for over cover price, I would never do it personally. But if you've got the means and you can't wait for a reprint, or you need it now for your collection or whatever reading order you're working on, yeah, sure, go for it.
Well, yeah. The other thing on this sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so not everybody thinks the same way I do. People are sometimes okay with spending way over cover or can't wait. Even when I announce a reprint, I know a lot of my viewers still go out and buy the book. They're like, oh, they'll come down about $50 and
well,
get it now.
Yeah, well, for me, I'll always take the bird in the hand. I think I've told the story on here too, but years and years ago, when DC solicited the Promethea Immateria omnibus, I sold my absolutes, and then that book got canceled.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, Absolute Promethea Volume was $300, and I said, okay, I'm never doing this again. I'm never going to sell something or get rid of something just because a new version's coming. I'm going to wait till it's out. I'm not taking any chances.
That happened. I got burned by, what was it? It was something that, like, the Immateria collection. It was something along those lines. And then DC announced, you remember the Hush Omnibus? I had a channel by that time. And I said, I'm going to tell you something right now. Keep your Hush Absolute Edition, because at any moment, this book can be canceled. And they canceled it. And they redid it as a Paul Dini Omnibus, which I was very happy with. But I was also happy with the mapping they did on that Hush Omnibus. I'm like, oh my gosh, Hush returns. Nobody else likes that story but me. It's finally going to get collected, all of it. And yeah, that book never came out. It was canceled. So that's something that I always tell people. I'm like, keep your books just in case, because you never know when these books, they can be canceled at any time.
And the other thing I wanted to say, I do see the question. I'm going to answer sec. But the other thing I want to say about the cover price is I understand that, I am party to setting this expectation of a discounted price. However, please keep in mind, everybody, that the retail price is the price that you're going to pay if you walk into 90% of comic book shops or Barnes and Noble or something like that. And it's actually not a dirty, charging cover price should not be considered a dirty word, a dirty thing. that is the actual cover of the book. That a lot of people are just paying that price when they go into a store to buy it.
I have been to stores lately. I'm not gonna mention where or where I was, where I went to buy a book that I knew was out of print, and I went up to the counter, and the guy was like, "Hold on," and he went back. I didn't know this was gonna happen. He went back to check on eBay. He's like, "Yeah, that book's going on eBay for 150. I can do 125." This is a trade paperback, and I was like, "Oh, no, thank you, but have a good day." I didn't like there was no sign that said.
I hate that. I don't like that at all. Like if I have something priced and someone buys it, that's it. Like I'm not gonna be that guy ever.
And I wasn't even buying it for me. I was buying it for one of my viewers, but I was like, that's never happened. And that's the age we live in now, where people can go and check. Well, let's see what book this is. Oh yeah, I see here that it's out of print. Okay, yeah, it's got a cover. I think it was a cover price of $39.99 or something like that. Yeah, he wanted 125, and I was like, "Oh, no thanks. Have a good day." There's a couple of questions, mainly about the Brubaker stuff, because that's just recently came out with Philip, Brubaker and Phillips, Kill or Be Killed. Right now, everybody's talking about it on Reddit. I got a lot of emails about it, and it was the first time I heard about it.
Okay, so yes, I see that people are seeing a listing on the consumer side of Diamond showing that is going to be offered again. However, I do not have any good information on that yet. For instance, if I go to the listing on Diamond, which I'm looking at right now, there's nothing whatsoever indicating on there if and when it's going to be available again. If it is actually going to be reoffered in the December catalog, that remains to be seen. The November catalog is still up on Diamond, and that's all I can see as far as the official order form goes. That's not even, that's not even due till another 10 days. And then it'll be a few more days after that until the official order form actually goes up. Like the rest of the catalog's up. I will have the December catalog will be up for pre-order later today or tomorrow for sure. I'm almost done working on it, or I'm not almost done, but I've done a good chunk of the work. But as far as that Kill or Be Killed goes, just like I was talking about earlier, I don't have anywhere near sufficient enough information to open pre-orders on that. But I will as soon as I do, and I have my eye on it.
It's definitely one of those sought-after books that came and went quick too. And if it's a Brubaker book or a Remender book, those books usually sell quick. They do that with floppies a lot. Yeah, I've never seen that happen with a collected edition, though. It wasn't until I think Melanie and I were out of town, and I'm like, "Oh, let's go to this comic book store." And I gotta ask this question too, because I'm curious. Is there an action figure? They know you're a toy collector, Max.
Oh,
an action figure you have in mind that is considered your white whale?
Yes and no. Yes and no. There's a line I collect called Mythic Legions. I've shown them to you. I've tempted you with them.
You have no idea how horrible of a person you are. Whenever you text me stuff, because I usually end up pre-ordering. I'm like, I don't need this garbage. Oh gosh, I've had so many Transformers third parties because of you. And now that's one of my white whales is that stupid Fan Toys grinder, the Grimlock. Anyway, what's the toy?
So Mythic Legions is a fantasy-based action figure line. It's not based on any property. It's just an original concept by this company called the Four Horsemen. They're toy designers that used to work for McFarlane and like 20 years ago, and they all split off and they do a ton of work with other companies, but this they make themselves. And yeah, there's some, when I was talking about a 6-inch action figure that goes for $100, that's the line I'm talking about. These things skyrocket in value. And I got into it a few years ago, but it started a couple years before that. There were Kickstarters for them. So there's some of the original figures I still don't have. They're like available, but I just haven't gotten over the hump paying that much money for a 6-inch action figure. So yeah, Mythic Legions, as far as that goes.
So have you seen them anywhere? Like,
oh, they pop up on Facebook and eBay. It's just I'm not ready to drop the money. I do have stuff to trade though, so that's kind of where I'm getting ready for that.
Max is an army builder too. Like, oh man,
I'm changing my ways though. It's too much.
There's a lot. The increase, like I always, when people tell me, and I get it, there's definitely an increase in price with the collected editions. Like we were talking about, both Marvel and DC have done it. We're going to see $125 Omnis. We're seeing $150 Omnis, and people, and rightly so, are upset with the $25 increase. And honestly, I'm surprised it didn't come sooner, because these books have been around for a while. I really thought there would be increments of like $10 here and there, but they went straight $25.
It's easy. It's easier to just do it in $25 increments, I feel.
Well, dude, I just remember like when I started making the mistake of getting toys again, I was like, oh, okay, they're not bad. They're $5 more than what I used to spend, which was 10 or like 15. And now they're like $25 to $35. Like that's a little more than double the price of what I started with. And I just restarted buying them 2 years ago with Marvel Legends and then the new Transformers lines. And it feels like no matter what it is, if it's physical, some kind of physical media, whether it's toys or comics or even video games, are getting ridiculous too. Like the prices of limited edition video games, you're paying for that physical thing, and it's costing so much more money. So I know you feel my pain because you're a toy collector too.
Yeah, but what it comes down to for me, a lot of people are not happy with the various price increases. Hasbro's taking a lot of flack right now for being accused of being quote unquote greedy, which my response to that is it's a corporation and their job is to make money. And if you think that their job is to do anything other than make money, then you're fooling yourself. So that's number one. And number two, they're going to set the price and you might not like it. I might not like it, but we all have to just make our decisions of whether we're okay paying it or not. And whether, to me, the way I just look at it is it doesn't really matter whether I think that they're being quote unquote greedy or whatever. It's just, am I willing to pay that price for this figure? And that's really all it comes down to me. Is it worth it to me for that price? That's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm a lot pickier now the older I get. Also because eventually you run out of room, whether it's collected editions or whether it's toys or whatever your hobby is, statue video games. Used to be, man, any video game, limited edition JRPG, if it was Square Enix now, or Namco or Bandai, or whatever it was, I'm in. I'm every limited run game. Yeah. Any of that stuff. Nowadays, little bit pickier with what I get. I mainly stick to Transformers lines and some of the giant robot lines, and then you got me into Turtles. Oh man, that was a mistake. Because I went all in on Turtles, and both the freaking NECA line and the Super 7 line, because I'm an idiot like that.
You're not being a completionist on the Super 7 line, though. You disappoint me.
I don't need no basketball, Donnie. Dude, what's not nostalgia? Even as a kid, I'm like, this never happened in the cartoon. I ain't getting this BS.
Turtle variants are like, that is a hallmark of the vintage line, though. So I'm fine with it. I love it.
I'm happy that for you folks that collect them. I'm also not gonna do. I thought about doing the Thunder Tank and the Party Wagon, but also those are big, and I can't I'd rather have more.
I did the Party Wagon. I don't know where I'm gonna put it.
Let me tell you about concert tickets. And I realized that Ticketmaster's monopoly. Oh my God. I wanted to take my little girl to see Blink 182 next year.
I bought Blink tickets.
Okay. I want Blink tickets. And let me tell you something right now, dude. It was cheaper to fly to Peru, where I'm from, for me and my daughter, and buy tickets in Lima, Peru to see Blink 182. Cheaper to fly to Peru and stay at a hotel. I could stay with family, but even staying at a hotel, I was booking it. And I'm like, I think it's cheaper for us to fly to Peru, see it in my home country, and then fly back 2 days later than it is to buy tickets in America, which is insane. My wife vetoed that idea and said, "You're not taking my little girl down there." And I said, "What's wrong with my home country? We got rid of all the terrorists. It's fine. We're just going to stay one night and fly back, a couple days later." Yeah. She said no.
I'm just impressed that your daughter cares about Blink-182.
She's 10 years old and loves Blink-182. That's partly to do with me. Other discount codes for NMC watchers is CGN. Yeah. Do you have any plans for that after Black Friday?
Not yet. Honestly, the prices are very low and there's really not much room to ever have a coupon code like that. We do the first time customer promotion, any first time customers, after you place your order, reply to the email receipt that you were referred by near mint condition, you'll get a free shipping credit for your next order. That's all I have planned currently, though.
This is one of my favorite. Damn, bro, Peru's got the best food. Thank you, brother. I'll tell my mama he said that. What the heck is Blink-182? It's a band from the late 90s, early aughts, but they just got back together, man. So I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen them twice before, but only once with Tom. So I'm excited.
I'm gonna see if I can do Chicago or something like that. Yeah, the Super 7 TMNTs, man. You don't need to go down that rabbit hole, but they are freaking awesome if you can find them. Still, they are freaking awesome. All right. Any last words? I think you answered most people's questions. I would take this time to thank you, man, for joining us and taking some questions about.
Oh yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Novels and your cell.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for everyone that's still a customer, and we're still doing our best to, I appreciate, again, it's been a while that we've been caught up, but I still am very appreciative to everyone that stuck around when we were, when things were tough in the earlier days of the pandemic and delays were a thing, and we were weeks behind on orders for so long. And just thanks again, everyone, for sticking with us for that. And now, pretty much any order for an in-stock book is going out within a day or two for the most part. Pre-orders are all going out. We, not always, but a lot of times we'll get the books for the next week on Wednesday or Thursday, and we'll start shipping them. So it's been nice to, I'm sure that if it were me on the other end, I'd be stoked to be getting a book, maybe it comes on Monday when it doesn't officially come out till Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. But so that's been good. Special orders, sometimes those waits could still be long, but they're usually not. I think, most books that people special order are coming in within a couple weeks or less. We're able to process shipments more quickly than before. So things are good. Fingers crossed for a successful Black Friday, but that it doesn't kill us and put us weeks behind. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I think we're well prepared this year.
Wait, here's a good question. What do you have the Road to No Man's Land Omni reprint on pre-order? Is that coming out?
Do I?
I didn't know about that one. I mean, if that reprint, that's one that they did not announce, or I guess it's
not. I actually have it in stock right now. So no, I don't have a pre-order. I have copies in stock. You can order it right now.
There you go. There's your answer. Everybody, please smash that like button on the way out. And yeah, check Cheap Graphic Novels out. And enjoy your Black Friday shopping, whether you start on Thanksgiving or whether you start on Black Friday. And yeah, enjoy time with your family too. Make time for that. Everyone stay healthy and safe. Much love. See you all on the next time. Tomorrow, where I'll be doing a live with Nick. We'll be doing an auction, and the proceeds of that will go to Rachel Polley. So that's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's CGC books in there, omnis, and single issues and original art that will be auctioned off. That's 1 p.m. here on the channel. So see you all tomorrow.